Hi, and welcome to Iyanla's Fixins, a live Google Hangout where we discuss and talk about the issues that you're going to see in the next episode of Iyanla Fix My Life, Saturday night, 9 p.m. only on home. So our show this week is about being stuck, and I get letters all of the time from people who say, I'm stuck, I can't change, I can't do this, I can't do that. So tonight, that is our topic. And I want you to get your pen and your paper because we are going to take notes. I know you may not be able to see that, but there are notes going to come up. So the question is about being stuck. What does that mean? Because I got a lot of questions and I want to thank you all for them. I got a lot of questions and a lot of stories, and some of them had nothing to do with being stuck except in your own mind. So I want us to get clear about what it means to be stuck. First of all, we need to understand that stuck is an emotional and a psychological experience. It's not real. It is not real. It's not something that is happening all over the world. When you say that you're stuck, it means that you don't believe that you can create or recreate or change or transform your experience because of one thing or another. You know, I can't change this, I can't do that, I can't have the other thing because of one thing or the other. So that's what it means to be stuck. It also means when you're stuck, it means that you're not motivated. Have you ever had that feeling where I can't do nothing? I can't. Why? Why can't I do it? Well, number one, there's a belief that nothing's going to change, so why bother? Or I can't do anything. The big one, they won't let me. Or there's nothing I can do. That's just how things are. If you've got that running through your mind, you're stuck. You're stuck. And again, a lot of it has to do with your own mind. Another thing about being stuck is when you just feel totally overwhelmed. Like, oh my God, I don't know what to do first. I don't know what to do next. I want to do everything at once. You've seen people like that. They've got their hands in 4 or 5 different things. They're overcommitted. That they're making more promises than they could ever keep. And another thing about being stuck is wishful thinking. You know, wow, I'm going to hit the lottery and pay off all my bills. Don't get stuck there because that's not going to happen, okay? Or if this would happen, then that would happen. Or when this happens, that'll happen. Wishful thinking, you can get stuck in that. The other thing about being stuck is sometimes we're scattered. There's so much going on until we don't know what to do first or next, and very unorganized. So when you're feeling that way, it's a sure bet that you're either lost, confused, unsure, perplexed, disoriented, disorganized. That's about being stuck. Another thing about being stuck is when you see or believe that the circumstance or situation that you're in is bigger and more powerful than you are. Yes, you will be stuck. That comes with there's nothing I can do, or look at what's going on, and we can get stuck in that because there's a belief of powerlessness, victimization. A lot of us can get stuck in victimization. And finally, the really big things that get us stuck is fear. Fear, we can be stuck in fear. We're afraid to move, we're afraid to fail, we're afraid to take a risk, we're afraid to change, we're afraid to lose what we have, even if we hate it, and we're afraid we're going to win. And of course, sometimes there's a fear that if I get everything I want, something bad is going to happen. I'm going to lose it all. So these are all experiences of being stuck. I know that you've been there. I've been there. We all get there. And you will see Saturday on Fix My Life a woman who's actually stuck. Not because of the reason she thinks she's stuck, but she is stuck. So let me take a question. I'm going to do that throughout the program tonight so that we can keep rolling. This program comes from Bonita, this question comes from Bonita Jones. She says, okay, wait a minute. No, that's not the one. There was another, it was a really good one. There it is, there it is. Go down a little bit. That's Navarro, my techie. He's over there rolling the questions for you. Yeah. It says, uh, let me just read this one. I know that I am stuck, and I know why I can't get unstuck. So why are you on the Google Hangout? You shouldn't be on the Google Hangout. This is Tanisha Oldstein. She says, fear, which is what I just said. Fear will get you stuck quicker than anything else. The fear of doing or taking the wrong path and creating more chaos than I've already created is what keeps me stuck. How do I get past the fear? Well, I know this is going to sound really strange to you. You've got to move past it by doing the thing you fear. If fear is what's keeping you stuck, then you have to build it up inside of you that you trust yourself enough to take the next step. Now, this is the interesting thing. Creating more chaos than I've already created. Have you ever cleaned your closet out? Do you know when you're cleaning your closet, you got to take everything out of the closet? It's on the bed, it's on the floor, it's on the dresser, and you look in there in the process of cleaning your closet out, and everything is in chaos. All change is preceded by chaos. Write that down. All change is preceded by chaos. And what you call chaos is actually a clearing out. You now know what doesn't work. You now know what not to do. You now know that the way you went before is not the way that's going to work. Just like when you get down in the heart of the closet, you now know that you cannot get your butt in a size 5 pants. So go ahead and throw them away. You wouldn't know that unless you created the chaos of pulling everything out the closet. So chaos is all change. All change is preceded by chaos. So the way that you move through the fear is take the next step, one step, and forgive yourself for believing that where you are is not where you're supposed to be. So the question then becomes, why do we get stuck? Why do we get stuck? How do we get stuck? And how do we get unstuck? That is so important. Let me tell you why we get stuck. And there's a question on here. I'm going to find it. We get stuck more often than not because we have a script running in our head, a story that we are telling ourselves, and we are so afraid to go off script that we keep the story running over and over and over in our head. When nobody's there, when nobody's looking, when it's just you talking to yourself. There's a question here. Let me see if I can find it. It was about a relationship. Go back down, Navarro. I thought, how do you get out of a relationship that you're stuck in and you cannot get out? You see, that's a story. What do you mean you cannot get out? That is a story you are telling yourself. And underneath the story that you can't get out, is it really that you can't get out? Or is it fear that if you leave this one, you won't get into another one? You got to get clear about the story you're telling yourself. And the rest of that question is, your feelings. The first thing that keeps us stuck is projecting stuff outward instead of owning it. Whose feelings? Your feelings. Not my feelings, your feelings. So this question should read, how do I get out of a relationship that I am stuck in and I cannot get out of? You see, when you own it, it sounds very different. You are all of a sudden empowered. Because why can't you get out? My feelings are what keep me there, even when they are doing wrong. Boo, make a choice. We're going to talk about that later. Make a choice. If you were to, these words have no meaning that I'm getting ready to say. If you were to die today, and the coroner were to cut you open, where would he find your feelings? In your liver? In your kidneys? Where are your feelings? This is the only place they exist. Why do we get stuck? Because we have a script or a story running in our brain and we're afraid to go off script, so we continue to tell it over and over and we convince ourselves that what we're telling ourselves is true. Why is another reason? Another reason that we get stuck is because we have no idea who we are. There's a prayer that I love. It says, if you knew who walked beside you, you could never be afraid. If you knew who you were as a dynamic and unique divine expression of the creator of the universe, there would be nothing you couldn't do, nothing you'd be afraid to do. You don't know who you are. And we get stuck in what other people have told us about ourselves. We get stuck in what we think we should be doing. We get stuck in what other people expect of us. We get stuck in the limited beliefs that we have about ourselves. We get stuck because we don't know who we are and we don't want to run the risk of finding out. Because you may find out that you're powerful. You may find out that you're creative. You may find out that even though you want to be a dancer, a ballerina, at 180 pounds, that's not going to work. So you just keep the script and the story running in your mind rather than really get clear about who you are and run the risk of disappointing some people. People who tell you you never could, you shouldn't, you wouldn't. You'll disappoint them, but you'll find out who you are. So instead of finding out who we are, we sit, we wait, we do the magical thinking, we expect something to fall out of the sky and make us rich or wealthy or beautiful or thinner or whatever. Stop buying those weight loss products that come on the TV at 2 o'clock in the morning and put the cake down. If you do that, you'll begin to see your body change and you won't have to worry about spending your money. But you got to know who you are. Another reason that we get stuck is our limited perceptions of reality. There's one right here in the question. Benita's question. How do you get stuck? How do you get out of a relationship that you're stuck in and you can't get out because of your feelings? Go in the mirror and look for a feeling. And the minute you find one, ask it how you should get out. Otherwise, make another choice. Here it is. I'm stuck in fear of abandonment, and every time I think or believe I'm unstuck, I just fall back into being stuck again. That's stuck in a toxic emotion, stuck in a limited expectation, stuck in a limited perception of reality. And here, write this down, here comes a lesson. Wow! You always get what you expect. You do not get what you ask for. You get what you expect. So, beloved, if you are stuck in a fear of abandonment, that means that you expect to be abandoned. And you'll be abandoned over and over and over until you clear the expectation. And we're going to talk about how to do it later. I don't know what it means when you say you take 1 step forward and 2 steps back. How do I keep moving forward when you who? Remember, own your stuff. Own it. When I know, there it is, I know I will be abandoned again. There it is. You know, and you want to prove yourself right. So you're stuck in the fear because you want to be right about what you believe will happen. Okay? Got to clean that up. Why else do we get stuck? We get stuck because we're externally referenced. We want it from the outside when we believe we don't have it on the inside. So, I've got a guest tonight. Miss Robin, come on over here. And then we're going to talk about how you get unstuck. I've got a guest tonight. This is Miss Robin. Can we see you here, Miss Robin? So, where are you stuck, Miss Robin? Did you hear anything that made sense to you?
Yes.
Tell me which part made sense to you.
Well, listening to what everyone else thinks
And expects.
and expects.
That's where you're stuck. And what are you stuck in? What do you do? How do you know that you're stuck?
I keep helping everyone else to achieve their goals and putting mine to the side.
And how does that make you feel?
On the one hand, it makes me feel good that I'm helping other people. On the other hand, it makes me feel like I'm not accomplishing my life's goals.
So I'm gonna hold your hand because this is gonna be rough. Okay, so I'm gonna hold your hand tightly, basically so that you can't hit me with it. You know, helping other people is a three-pronged thing. Number one, it gives us value and worth because we feel needed. It says that someplace inside there's an issue of value and worth, that I have to prove myself to other people, prove that I'm valued, prove that I'm worthy by being needed. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's one. Number two, that it's a measure of control that keeps you safe. Because as long as you're doing for others, you're reaching out and nobody's reaching in. And you get to be safe so that you don't get disappointed, you don't get abandoned, you don't get rejected. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So we got here, first of all, the external validation of reaching out and proving value and worth by being needed by others. That control issue. Let me do it for you. Let me do it for you. Let me do it for you. And which is probably the most serious one is the fear. Fear that I can't have what I want. So let me help you get it. And then I never have to risk disappointing myself by going to them.
That's one I had thought of.
Oh! So what do you get out of getting other people to their goal and not going for yours? What do you get out of it?
Well, having thought about it some before, mainly I thought that I got some satisfaction, some validation.
Validation, external validation.
Right.
But the thing is, why do you need it from the outside instead of from the inside? Let me just say that Miss Robin is stuck in a behavior. Some of us are stuck in thought and story. Some of us are stuck in feeling like the abandonment. Miss Robin is stuck in a behavior. Brilliant. And how is that helping you?
The behavior.
Yeah,
Well,
of helping other people and putting your goals on the side.
it's not helping me.
It must be you're doing it. We don't do anything that doesn't serve a purpose for them. Because if you really believe that your goals are worth your time, energy, attention, keep going.
That's true. So maybe I need goals.
Maybe you need your goals, or maybe you need to find yours. What do you think about that?
That's a thought.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So what will happen if you begin to build your no muscle? You just start to say no to everything. I don't care what somebody asks you. They say good morning. No. How you doing? Go.
Well, I think I've gotten everyone to the point now that if I said no, I have some resistance.
Good.
But,
Are you afraid of resistance?
well, I don't like um, that.
Why do you have to battle? Why is it your no enough?
Because I've been saying yes for so long.
Well, how about I'm going to do you? Either that, Miss Robin, or keep doing what you're doing and you'll accomplish your goals. Keep doing what you're doing. Maybe you need to build your new muscle. So here's your assignment. For the next 7 days, I don't care what's happening. I don't care what they ask you. I don't care what anybody says. Your response has to be no. I'm really, really sorry, but I'm not going to do it. Does that bring fear into your heart?
Well, yes. If I find things who I have to say no to and what it would do to.
Well, that's your assignment, because as you say no and you face the resistance, then you're going to get to the bottom of why you're stuck. Does everybody understand that? Do the thing you fear. That's how you get unstuck. Do the thing you fear. No. Let me hear you say no.
No.
Okay, give me another no.
No.
Another kind.
No.
Another. I want you to be armed with no's.
No.
No. So I have Oh, nope. 7 days. Say no. Say no to your request. Now you may have some commitments now that you need to fulfill. Yeah? But anything new. So for the next 7 days, say no and deal with it there. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Miss Robin.
You're welcome.
Everybody thank Miss Robin. Yay! Let me get a question
He
here.
can't see.
How do you become unstuck when you struggle to find your purpose in life, but you are a constant thinker and change your mind continuously so that you don't know where to pick up at? You need, how do we get unstuck? And that's our next communication. How do you get unstuck? One of the clear ways to get unstuck is to deepen your spiritual practice. Deepen your daily spiritual practice. Whether that's journal writing so you dump your brain, or your prayer so that you ask for guidance and then listen to receive it, or meditation where you get still. If you are one of those 16-tailed monkeys, the monkey has 16 tails and he's all over the place. A monkey only needs one tail, okay? If you're one of those people, you got to deepen your spiritual practice. That's how you get unstuck. All right, let me just see here. Can I get a few more questions? Hi. Hi. This is Megan Miller. Hi, Megan Miller. Hi. I have been watching you for a long time, and I'm a big fan. Okay. I am stuck trying to start a new chapter in my life, and I'm looking for a job, which means just over broke. Okay? Just over broke. That's what a job is. You do not want a job. You want a position that's going to advance your vision, your career, or your goals. You want an opportunity to serve, which means you give 100% of who you are and what you know, so that you will be rewarded not by the people, but by the universe. You want an opportunity to grow or learn. That means you're going into position knowing it's not permanent, but you're going to learn a new field or learn a new thing. That's what you want. You do not want a job. Okay? Let me read the question. What happened to my question? I lost my question. You know, as new questions come in, the old ones disappear. Okay, oh, I lost your question, Megan. Said hi. Okay, go back down. I see one right here. Go down some more. Go down some more. Right here. Stop. I feel stuck in my relationship. You owned it. I feel. Now, if the coroner were to cut you open, where would he find your feelings? So the real statement is, I think I'm stuck, which means you've got a story running in your head about relationships, your ability to have relationships, your right to have relationships, what a relationship means, what a relationship is. It's in your head because the coroner cannot cut you open and find a feeling. Okay? Feelings are real. Feelings motivate us, but they also get us stuck. All right? All right, I feel stuck in a relationship. I feel like my life isn't going anywhere. Once I put my head, I'm leaving and not making excuses and finish schools, etc. My insecurities set in. And I think it's not that bad. Honestly, I'm scared that things won't be better alone. Yeah, they will, because you won't have anybody else to complain about. And you'll be able to go to school and do your homework and advance your life. Just think about relationships. Everybody out there, every single one of these letters, if you're writing me about a relationship, I want you to remember how we get stuck, because you don't know who you are and you don't want to risk finding out. So you preoccupy yourself with somebody else and their behavior rather than be in your sacred time with yourself, aka alone. Be in your sacred time with yourself to discover the truth of who you are. You are never stuck in a relationship. Every relationship is a choice. And the moment that you make the choice for you, that relationship will get better or it'll fall apart. And then you get to choose again. Here's another question. How do I prevent myself from creating the same things, from showing up in my life over and over and over? People, men, the way I'm treated and the way I treat others. That's Trina Benjamin. I'm sorry I don't know where y'all are coming from. How do I prevent myself? Learn the lesson. If you didn't get it, you didn't get the lesson. You've got to know who you are, Trina. You've got to know who you are. You've got to know where you're going from. Anybody that watches Fix My Life has heard me say this. Pathology. That means the thing that causes the dis-ease or the upset. So you've got to get clear about what you do, how you do it, why you do it, and the results that you're getting. Because I guarantee you, there's a story running in your mind which determines how you do what you do, why you do it, and what you're getting as a result. So how do you prevent yourself from doing the same thing over and over and over and over and attracting the same thing? Get to know who you are. Clear up your energy and make another choice. I have a policy. The minute something isn't working for me, number one, I announce it. This is not working for me. Number two, I tell why it isn't working. This isn't working for me because blah, 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 blah. Number three, I say what I need so that it can work. What I need in order for this to work for me is blah, 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 blah. Not you do this to me, you do that to me, I don't like this, you don't know it. This isn't working. This is not working. It's not working for me because what I need to make this work for me is blah, blah. The first time you see it, not the last or the 16th or the 82nd. And then if the other person isn't willing to compromise with you, or if, let's say, it's your work experience and the hours or the pay or the people isn't working for you, make another choice. Choice is your power. And wherever you are stuck at, a behavior, a belief, a thought, a feeling, a choice will get you out of it. Make another choice. That's how you prevent it. Look at what you do, make another choice. Here's another question. How do you get unstuck? This is Deborah Holloway. Hi, Deborah. Where'd she go? Go back to Deborah. Oh, there she is. How do you get unstuck when you're 57 years old, been wrongfully terminated from a job? Here's your story. Here's your story, Deborah. I'm not saying you weren't terminated, but it wasn't necessarily wrongfully. Let me ask you a question. How many days a week did you complain about the job to other people? How many times a day did you complain about the job to other people? In your own head, you don't get what you asked for, which would have been, I want to keep my job. You get what you expect. I guarantee that you voiced and spoke bad treatment, dissatisfaction, unhappiness, neglect, whatever, and you created an energy in you. Now, it may look like they terminated you wrongfully, but someplace in you, my beloved, you created it, either with an expectation or a word spoken or a behavior. Stop complaining about your jobs, people. Stop complaining. Where did Deborah go? I lost her. There she is. Have medical issues. Okay. Battling depression. Don't battle depression. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't battle it. Either choose to be depressed or choose not to be. And I do understand that there are physiological things that happen in our body that depress our energy. Deepen your spiritual practice. Deepen your spiritual practice, or keep telling yourself, I can't do this because I'm depressed. I can't do that because I have medical issues. Just not knowing which way to turn or what would be the best thing to do in my life at this time. Let me tell you, here's a good one. Let me tell you how to get unstuck. Get clear about what you want. Never mind what's available, because you can choose and create. Get clear about what you want. So here's my questions for you, Deborah. What you got to first of all identify what what is being served by you being stuck. Is there a story you're telling yourself? Are there people around you who keep telling you, "Oh, I told you, I told you"? Is there a belief that you have? What is being served by you being stuck, or by you being depressed, or by you not working the way you want to? Get clear about that. Identify what's being served, because we don't do anything unless we get something out of it. Okay? The other thing that you have to do is get clear about what you want. What do you want, Deborah? Do you want to feel good every day? What can you do tomorrow that'll make you feel good? With a job, without a job? What do you, what can you do to make yourself feel good? Figure that out. Spend the time doing it. And if you do have medical conditions, stay on your medication. But here's your affirmation. Every day my body is growing healthier and stronger, and every day I put a little more of this medication down. Keep saying that and see what will happen for you. Get clear about what you want, identify what's being served, the story, the people, the belief. Forgive that thing, release that thing, heal that thing, and make another choice. I know it sounds like I'm talking real fast, but I got so many questions I want to get to. I have been wanting, this is that her name? Sheena Williams. No, we did that. Okay. It's Aperron, Aperron18. Hi, beloved. I have been wanting to move to a different state for years. Okay. To pursue new job opportunities and live in a different environment, more quiet, less traffic, and scenic. I'm single, and all family is in the state I live. Why is it so hard for someone to pick up and move? There's a scripture in the Bible that says, "Come ye from among them." Come ye from among them. Imagine if you move away, you'll have a place to visit. You can go back and visit them. You'll have someplace new to, you can go back home for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, for Groundhog's Day, for Valentine's Day. Come ye from among them. And if you're afraid to be alone, deal with that. Forgive that, heal that, release that. Run the risk of learning who you are by going out and doing something that your heart is telling you to do. Come ye from among them. Okay? Go. Tomorrow. April Johnson. Hello, I am stuck with being a motherless child. My real mom is a drug addict, and my stepmom makes me feel like a stepchild. I'm scared to repeat this cycle, and I need help where to start. Okay, I don't know if that means that you have a child and you don't want to leave that child, but it doesn't matter. Here are the three things. Motherless child, mom is a drug addict, stepmother makes me feel young. What she does brings those feelings up within you, but you can control the feelings. And April, forgive. Forgive, forgive, forgive. Forgive your mother, forgive your stepmom, forgive yourself for the way you respond to your mother and your stepmom. Forgive your thoughts about your mother. Forgive your judgments about your mother. Forgive your thoughts about yourself. Forgive your beliefs about yourself. Forgive, forgive, forgive. Forgive, forgive. You gotta forgive. That's the only way you're gonna get out of it. Because not until you start forgiving and clearing out that energy are you going to be able to see yourself, your life, and people in another way. I wish it were an easier way, my beloved. I know you don't want to do it. You may not even believe it's going to work, but write it down. I forgive myself for thinking. I forgive myself for believing. I forgive myself for judging. Write it down. Get it out of your brain, out of your heart, onto a piece of paper. Forgive, forgive, forgive. Did I mention that you have to forgive? Okay. Did I say that? Because I didn't want you to think that I didn't want you to forgive, because that's what you have to do. You gotta forgive, there's nothing else. Oh, question. How do you get past the hurt of an old relationship? Hmm. When the other person has moved on, that is my issue. This is huge. Even though I was the one who ended it, I can't move forward. This has lasted way too long, 3 years. That's Ms. January. This is huge. I love it. There's an expectation there, beloved. There's a belief there. You've got to forgive the old relationship. You've got to forgive the belief. You've got to make another choice. What I'm smelling is you now believe that how come they could be happy with that person and I can't? Maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I moved too soon. Maybe I moved too fast. Why am I still here? Or the belief that you can't have what you want. And as long as you believe that you can't have what you want, you're going to be stuck in what you used to have. What do you have to do? Take one step back, forgive. Everybody has to forgive. You gotta forgive. You gotta forgive yourself for believing you made a mistake. Forgive yourself for judging yourself as wrong, for letting it go. Forgive yourself for believing that there's nobody else out there for you. Forgive yourself for believing that what it was as good as it gets. Think about the reasons you left. Think about the reasons you left or the reason you ended it. Think about that and ask yourself, if that were to be the condition of my life for the rest of my life, would it bring me joy? And if you say no, then you did the right thing. Forgive him, you, her, them, everybody, the dog, the goldfish, and move on with yourself. Okay? Here we have, I have issues dealing with finances. Yes! I equate money with love. Why? Did you know that love and money are ruled by the same planet? Planet Venus. The energy that pours into the universe for love and money are the same. Why? Because they're both about worth. Your worth. What you believe you're worth. How you stand in your worth. What you demand because of your worth. It's the same thing you will do in love. It's about worth. Love and money are worth issues. I equate money with love, although that was never my experience growing up. I love this. I know I'm keeping myself stuck by sabotaging my thought process. How do I write a new story? Help me get out of this. That is Kristen Dunn. Okay, well, you know Kristen. You know, so what do you want me to say to you? Where did she go? Kristen Dunn. I know I'm keeping myself stuck by sabotaging my thought process. That's not clear to me. If you equate money with love and you know you do that, it's your work. Work on your self-worth. Work on your self-worth and stop demanding that people or you demonstrate their worth. Regardless. Okay? It's a work issue. So here's a 21-day process. I find this works very, very well for people. It works really well for me. 21 days. Each day you write 40 I am statements. Okay? I am. Because I am is the creative energy of the universe. So you want to wake up in your little journal, your notebook, or your piece of paper, whatever you have, you want to write 40 I am statements. Why? Because I am begins to change the chemical structure of your brain. Because when you say, I'm tired, this is how you look. When you say, I'm broke, this is how you look. Imagine if you start saying, I'm worthy. I am worthy. I am divine. I am wealthy. I am whole. I am forgiving, forgivable, and forgiven. I am joy. I am peace. Make it a noun, not a verb. And I am peaceful. I mean an adverb. Make I am peaceful. No, I am peace. I am worth. I am value. I am joy. That's your assignment. 40 days. I mean, how many days? 20. 21 days, 40 statements. I'm talking so fast, I forgot. Let me go to another. question here. I am a single mom of two. I have gone from job to job, trying. I keep telling y'all I am a student of Yoda. There is no try. There is only do or do not. Yoda. Trying to establish a stable home life for my children. That's the issue. Stable home life. You have a pathology of an unstable home life. Because if you do, you will recreate what you know until you write a new story. I believe I can have a stable home. And I forgive myself for creating situations and experiences that were other than stable. Because you're creating it. I am so unhappy with my job. I feel stuck in this job, not pursuing my passion, but it is stable. What do I do? Take a risk. Know who you are. Make a plan. We're going to talk about that. Another way to get unstuck, take one step at a time. What is your passion? Write down what you really, really desire. Write it down and keep writing it until you believe it. Here, I have a little black and white notebook, like you used to use in kindergarten. And not every day anymore, but at least 3 days a week. I get up in the morning. If I'm doing fresh juice, I do that. If I'm doing coffee, I do that. And I go get my notebook. It's called my Hopes, Dreams, and Wishes notebook. It's almost done. And this is what I write down on the front and the back of one sheet. Just one sheet, because I don't overwhelm myself. What I really, really, really want is, and then I complete that statement. Then I write it again. What I really, really, really want is, I complete that statement and then I write it again. And I mean, it could be everything. From what I really, really, really want is a large iced tea from McDonald's, to what I really, really, really want is, a house in Aruba that I can go to when it gets cold in Maryland. And every day. And you know what I find? 2 or 3 of those things will remain consistent. But other than that, every day it changes. Every day I want something new. Because the mind is like a puppy. You have to train it. And how do you train it? Your daily spiritual practice. Anyway, how do you begin to move forward, my beloveds? Write down what you want. Write it down as many times until you believe it, until you feel it in your body, until you can smell it, taste it, see it. Write it down. Write it down. And find one thing you can do each day that will take you closer to your passion. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be stable, but you don't have to think that that's the only, being unhappy is the only way I can create stability. That's a story. That's a script. There's a pathology. Something's going on there that you've experienced before. And the other, you know what? Here's one way that we get stuck also. Is we're so busy trying not to create or experience something that we already created or experienced that we don't do anything. So you may be so afraid that if you don't have a job, and if you don't do this, and if you don't do that, something you experienced before is going to happen again. So you stop. Trust me, when you get clear and you open your heart and you start vibrating at a different rate, everything you want is going to come at you. We did that one. That was Keisha B. Hi, Keisha B. I have to look down and read the question. Everybody said, get mine, get mine. Okay, here we go. I feel stuck with my weight loss. Love it. Our show Saturday, Fix My Life, on the OWN Network, 9 p.m. You must watch the show because it's about a woman who's stuck and she really thinks the issue is her weight. It just shows up at weight. Had nothing to do with weight. Had to do with the script she was running, the story she was telling, the beliefs she was holding, and the things she was not doing because of fear. Oh, you are going to love this show Saturday. You got to watch 9 o'clock. Tell your friends. I feel stuck with my weight loss. Nope, other way. There it is. I'm talking to Angela Virtue. I know that I need to eat better, just like me, and exercise more, just like me. So I'll start, but it's hard to stay committed and motivated, and then I feel stuck. It's so hard to keep motivation going. This also happens with my devotions. Oh, did I write that question? I think I wrote that question to myself just to get. This is what I found out for me. This doesn't have to be true. But if you don't really feel the thing you're trying to do is important, you won't. You will not. See, I know I'm supposed to eat that. I'm supposed to eat, but I don't think that's important. So I won't eat our juice. I found another way to do it. Okay? Rather than not eating it, which is my big thing. I go all day and I don't eat. Uh, I found what I can do. So what I want to say to you is do what you can do. Because something is better than nothing. The exercise, hate it! Okay? But I love yoga. So I'll do that. Do what you can do. Because the other stuff isn't important to you. Do it the way you can do it. Find out what makes you feel good. Find out what gives you the rush and do that. And don't beat yourself up for what you did. I also believe that 5 minutes is better than no. So I bought the little pedal thing and I get on it once a week. And I do the little pedal thing. But I do my yoga. So I do something. Do what you can do. Stop beating yourself up about what you didn't do. And ask yourself, is this thing that I'm doing important? There's another little saboteur in there, but we're going to talk about that in a few weeks when we talk about self-sabotage. Because there's a saboteur in there. And let me just tell you this a little bit. Saboteur in your head will tell you, I'm not worth my own time, energy, and attention. You give it to somebody else or something else because I'm not worth it. It's a work issue. Okay? Here's a question. Let me get a good one. Okay, stop right here. Go back down. I'm an EB user. And my question is, do I need interpersonal intervention?
E8 from Elevate.
It's
E8 from Elevate.com.
I'm an E8 user. I don't know what that is.
It's from Elevate.com.
What's Elevate.com?
A website that's promoting this.
That's what?
A website that's promoting the video chat.
Oh.
She's just letting us know that that's where she's coming from.
Oh! I'm so sorry, beloved. I'm about as technical as a donut hole. Okay? I don't know what you need, beloved. Do you know what you need? Do that for yourself. Whatever it is. Dear Madam Teacher Iyanla, this is Dallas Destor. Dallas Destor. I'm afraid that if I let my light shine too bright, talk to me, girlfriend or boyfriend, I will be victimized. I just want to give you that look. Look at that. And my character attacked and possibly destroyed. It has happened before. No, it hasn't. Because had you been destroyed, you would not be sending me a question on the Google Live Hangout. You would be destroyed. You're not destroyed. You got a story running in your mind. I am stuck in an environment of vultures. Could you move over to the crows, perhaps? Or the pigeons? Choose! Stop it. Stop running that story in your head. I do know what you mean. I have fear of money. I had a fear of money because when I had a lot of money, I lost it. I lost it tragically. I lost $750,000 taking care of my daughter in her 15-month battle with COVID. And because I came from such lack and poverty, I made up a story in my head that if I get more money, something bad is going to happen. So I wouldn't allow myself to experience, to create, to attract wealth. After about 4 years of that, I got healed. I'm sorry. I had to heal myself. understand what you're saying. Beloved, you don't get what you ask for, you get what you expect. If you expect to be attacked and victimized, you will be. If you are calling the people you live among vultures and yet you stay there, they will pick you alive. Your process, forgive, forgive, forgive. Once you forgive the past, you have the opportunity to create a new beginning. How do we get unstuck? Deepen your spiritual practice. And forgiveness is a spiritual practice. Forgive yourself for believing that you live with vulture. People just do what they do. It may not be what you do, and it may be ugly and it may be mean. That's because as human beings, 98% of us are crazy as hell. Just like me. On any given day, I am out of my good mind. Now, if you don't have crazy days, then you ain't human. Okay? They're not vultures. They just do what they do. What you have to ask yourself is, why is it okay for me to live among people who don't honor and respect? Why am I making that up? They don't have to change. You do. Okay? Here's a question. Hi, I feel stuck. That my parents will hate the person I am becoming as I'm growing. I'm becoming more confident and stronger, but I feel my parents fear big things I can accomplish, and so I feel they try to stop me, and they are so far from being risk takers. That is Nersim Hada. Nersim Hada. It is not uncommon for children to fear growing beyond where their parents are. That is not uncommon. And very often, when the parents fear that the children will grow beyond where they are, they do, in fact, seem to be holding you back, when the truth is they're voicing this. So you, beloved, I don't know how old you are, but you have to let your parents know, this is what I'm doing, and I'm not going to leave. This is what I'm doing, and I'm going to be okay. This is what I'm doing because I want better for all of us. Because one of the fears that the parents have, or people in general, your friends, your lovers, your siblings, is that you'll grow bigger than their belief about you, and that you'll grow so big that you'll be. So just let them know, I'm doing this because I want to make it better for all of us. I'm doing it. And what you do in living beyond other people's limitations of you is you open their horizons. Now, some of them will get pissed off with you because you made them wrong. They said you'd never do it and you did it, and then they get pissed off. But the other thing that upsets them is that you did it when they had all sorts of reasons and excuses for why they did it. People will get upset with you. But when it's your parents, don't be afraid to be bigger, grander, bolder, more glorious than they demonstrated to you. And let them know, no matter how big you get, all this. Let them know. All right, here we go. Hey! What happens? That's how they start the sentence, okay? What happens when two people have been together for 14 years and just discovering their purpose and potential? How do they get unstuck without losing the bonds they have, without extra insecurity? I really want to do a class in teaching how to ask a question. Two people have been together for 14 years, and they're just discovering their potentials and their possibilities, and they're afraid that things will change. That's a fear of change. How do you get unstuck? Have a plan. I don't know if you can see that. Have a plan. So for the two of you, what's your plan? What's your vision individually? What's your vision collectively? And where do they come together? Share your visions with one another to see if they're aligned, to see if they're compatible, and be specific about what it is that you're doing, what is it support you need, what it is you're asking and helping from the other person. Get a plan. So, how do we get stuck? We run a story. We have limited perceptions of reality. We have a fear that is working, and we don't know who we are, and we don't risk wanting to find out. Why do we get stuck? We get stuck because we don't really understand who we are. We don't want to take a risk in finding out. We get stuck because we believe that circumstances and situations are bigger than we are. How and why do we get stuck? We get stuck because sometimes it's more comfortable to be stuck than it is to run the risk of being wrong. How do we get unstuck? Deepen your spiritual practice. Have a vision, share your vision, ask for help. Be willing to be wrong. Listen, I went to law school, spent thousands, tens of thousands of dollars that I didn't have coming off welfare to become a lawyer, only to discover I was wrong. I did not want to spend my life going in and out of jail trying to get free. But I wasn't really wrong. It was preparation for what I'm doing right now. I went to school to learn man's law, but it took me right into understanding God's law. That's what I'm saying. Stop in here first and in here. The thing that'll get you out is choice. Choose higher, choose better. So I want to thank you for joining us this evening. And let me tell you, next week will be on Thursday. Thursday, not Wednesday. Same time, same station. I'll be on Thursday because I'll be on the West Coast, flying back, and I can't get here in time. You know, I want y'all to understand what I'm doing. So we'll be on Thursday, but then we'll be right back. And if you have a question, you want to submit a question to us, and if you want to be on the air with me, if you want to be here and be seen on the screen, you'll get an email so that you can do a pre-interview about what it is that we're going to talk about. And next week, our topic is going to be, let me think in my brain, does it really matter? Come talk to me. I'll talk to you about it. Now, take a breath. Take a nice deep breath. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to know that you are the most precious and divine person in your life. That you have the power to be, to create, to attract, to do anything you really put your mind to. It does not matter what happened to you before. And it doesn't matter what happened to anybody around you. You have the opportunity not only to get unstuck, but to soar. You gotta expect better of yourself, expect better for yourself, expect better from yourself. Because you do not get what you ask for. You always get what you expect. Think high, believe high, forgive them in the past. Make a new choice. Be sure to join me Saturday night, 9 p.m. for Iyanla, Fixins. This week's show is all about you. I promise you, you're going to learn something good. In the meantime, do something good for yourself. And when you're feeling real good, go out and do something.